Let's take another breath. Starting a new theme this month in honor of the springtime, theme of rejuvenation. And my topic today is that it's cycles of renewal that bring rejuvenation. Cycles of renewal that brings rejuvenation. You know, rejuvenation is a restoration. It's a revitalization. It's where we become energized again. And one of the things that I find that's very difficult for us to really understand the spiritual journey is that too many of us are locked in a Western thinking which is very linear. The spiritual world, the natural world is not linear. There is nothing that's linear. Absolutely nothing. Everything cycles and recycles. Even what we call linear is a series of cycles. So if we think of a timeline, for example, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, it's January, February, March, April. January, February, March, April. If we think of day to day, it's not just day to day, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4. That even to get to what we think is a line is a circle of repetitions. Let that sink in for a moment. There is no linear. There's no just boom here. And what happens is when we think linear, we think destination. We think, I'm here, there's someplace over there, let me get to over there. As though over there is going to be substantively different than where I am. Listen to that. Like, I can go over there. I'm going to grow, I'm going to heal, I'm going to transform, I'm going to leave where I am, and I'm going to go over here. And once I'm over here, I'm no longer over there. But that's not how it goes. When you get over here, you're just at the next level of over there. When you get to where you think that you're going to, it's not someplace else. It's the next iteration. If we look at nature, for example, the springtime now, where we're watching the flowers come and we're watching a lot of the things come back again, where were they before? Where were they before? When there was nothing on the tree, where were the blossoms? It isn't like the tree got up, left, went to Costco, and stuck some more leaves on it. That's not what happened. There was a cycle of renewal. That within those very limbs was the next life about to sprout. It's the same thing that I'm saying. It wasn't going somewhere else to get something. That its next iteration for its next rejuvenation is right where it is. I can't emphasize that enough. With this linear Western thinking, it has us believe that there's a past, a present, and a future. And even the scientists are telling us that's just a construct. It's just a time-space construct, but there is no evidence that that's exactly how it is. We need to come into the spiritual understanding of the nowness of the moment. Now is not just the present. Now is an integration of the so-called past, the so-called present, and the so-called future. It's all happening in the now. If I have a seed in my hand, that seed didn't just get there. Matter is neither created nor destroyed. Things just don't pop up. Everything comes from someplace else. Let's see. Everything comes from someplace else. Matter is neither created nor destroyed. It's only changing form. So whatever you have, whatever you're looking at, used to be something else, including us. So within this seed is the entire DNA of all of the trees and seeds or plants before it. Feel that. It's really popular now for people to get their DNA tested. That's because there's not just you. You didn't just hatch. We are carrying around with us the DNA of all the ancestors that we have had from the infinity of humanity. Think about that. Each and every one of us is an unbroken chain of life since the beginning of humanity. Isn't that extraordinary? Unbroken. We are the byproduct of the survivors. Our parents had parents who 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 had parents. They had to live long enough to procreate just to get us here. You didn't just hatch. We have coded within us all of the legacy, all of the history, all the DNA. Oh, that's extraordinary if you really stop and think about it. Beth, where are you? Beth made an offhanded comment just a moment ago, saying that she's going to be singing here next week, Mother's Day, with her mother, and that you think you might have inherited some of your chops from your mother. Her pipes. Personally, I have never, ever seen anyone with any kind of strong musical talent or propensity who did not also have a parent, if not both, who also had some musical inclination. I never have. I'm not saying that's true with everything, but I have certainly noticed that with music, particularly vocal stuff, and getting to learn why families make such good singing groups, because it's like pipe organs, where the structure of their vocal cords is similar. So there's a harmony, there's a blending that's happening there. Within that seed is all of the legacy from which it has come, the quote-unquote past. Within that seed is also the present. It's what it is now, what it can do now. You can eat it now, you can plant it now, you can do whatever it is that you're going to do with it now. But when we're looking at the seed, most of us aren't thinking about where it's come from. Most of us are in denial or just plain forgetfulness about the entire history that it's taken for this seed to get here. We just act like it's a seed. Isn't that great? We're about to celebrate Mother's Day. With this linear thinking that we do, we have our life, if this was a timeline, starting T0, the moment we hatched out the womb. But it didn't start the moment you hatched out the womb. Somebody carried you 9 months. I'm just saying. And if we think about that just today, what are there, something like 7 billion people on the planet? Okay? So that's at least, just for each of us alive, just each of us, that's at least 5 to 6 billion years of pregnancy. Just for those of us who are here, are you with me? 5 to 6 billion years of pregnancy, hard labor work that women have done that we are giving them no credit for. Anything else that gets built? Oh, we're conscious of it. From the groundbreaking ceremony on up and down. But can you see how this linear thinking, even with our own lives, has us missing the fact that we didn't just pop out? And personally, I think if we gave a little bit more credit to that 9-month process, maybe we wouldn't have so much misogyny. You know, maybe we treat the planet a little better. And we wouldn't think that, oh, somehow this fruit just popped up here. And not having respect for all of what it took below the earth to make this happen. And how much we have to care for that earth for it to continue to happen. But can you see how even just starting to think in terms of cycles, just starting to think of cycles in nature and how things work completely shifts your relationship to things, how you value things, how you nurture things, how you care for things. So you have this seed. It's got all the past. It's got everything you can do with it now. But guess what? Within that seed is the seed of every other one like it there will ever be. It's not just what it has been, but within that seed is all of the future. That seed, the nowness of this seed, is the past, the present, and the future all at the same time in that seed. Are you with me? Yes. It is like that for everything. It is like that for everything. Every idea is a seed. Check out last week's sermon about that. About how our soil, our mind is like soil to ideas, that ideas get planted in our mind, and whether or not things grow really depends upon the fertility of our minds, not just what's wrong with the seed. But what's with us? So just think about this now, the implications of this. Oh my God, that within everything is its past, is its now, and its future. If we knew that, we wouldn't be one trying to run away from the past all the time. If we knew that and we understood it, we'd be more trying to redeem the past. See, when you redeem something, you buy it back. When you redeem it, you go back and you reclaim it. Feel that. We've got to redeem this nation. We've got to redeem our school systems. We have to redeem our family. We got to redeem money. We got to redeem our bodies. When stuff has gotten too far off, when you redeem, you put an investment into its restoration. You put an investment into bringing it back into a place of wholeness. So can you imagine if you spent less time trying to get away from the stuff that you think that's wrong and start calling in the fullness and the power and the possibility, the capacities of everything that it can be or could be? Can you feel that? It cycles. It cycles. The rejuvenation comes not from just leaving where you are and going someplace else, but allowing that which is within you to renew. When we understand this, we can get more into trust. So many of us in this metaphysical New Thought world keep thinking in terms of laws of attraction. And we think that the laws of attraction mean I can stand here, focus my attention on something, and like a magnet, bring something to me. That's what we think. That's not the laws of attraction. That's laws of manifestation. Yes, you can do that. You can, in fact, think about something and think about it and think about it and help to create that in your experience. It doesn't mean you get to hold on to it. It doesn't mean you get to keep it. Lottery's full of it. People who won lots of money, and in a couple of years, they were just as broke as they were before. They were just poor people with some money. Because if you don't shift and change who you are in consciousness to vibrate with what it is that you're manifesting, you can't keep it. That's what the real laws of attraction are. The real laws of attraction say you can have anything you're willing to become. That's different than saying I can sit here and bring anything to me. Is to say anything that I am willing to become. If I can vibrate on that frequency, then everything else upon that's vibrating at that same frequency will be in my sphere. We will gravitate towards one another. Can you feel the difference that makes? Instead of me looking out there, where is it? Who can I get it from? Who's got it? Where is it? How can I lasso it? What can I do to drag it over here to me? No, if I just sit right where I am and let go of all of the ideas of why not, if I am willing to calibrate and vibrate at that frequency, then yes, I will have it. Then we don't stress out so much. Because we know that every time that we do that, we know that every time we are thinking that positive thought, it is like a seed and it will grow a garden. So I don't have to worry about, do I have a friend 10 years from now? I'm not worried about, am I going to run around and who am I going to put in a little cubbyhole to make sure that they're my friend 10 years from now? If I keep being a friend, see, if I keep sowing the seeds of friendship, then it will blossom. The fruit of that will be there. So part of our problem in this rejuvenation thing is we don't know how to harvest. We're so busy looking for stuff and thinking that we don't see it, we're not harvesting what we have. This is the counter blessings. This is the take stock of what's already there. Take stock of the good things that have come your way. Take stock of the ways in which you have already been manifesting, of the ways in which you have already been blessed. And you will never starve. See, you can't, what's that old saying? The best time to plant a fruit tree is 20 years ago. I was just in my family home a couple of days ago in Los Angeles, and there's this tree that's right out from the driveway. It's a wide street that has an island down the middle of it. The only street I can think of that's kind of like that in the Santa Cruz area is Morrissey. But it's wider than Morrissey, the street that I grew up on. And there's this island that's down the middle. And there's this tree that's right, that would be at the end of the driveway. And it is just gorgeous now. It's just this huge, beautiful, I don't know what those flowers are, but it kind of looks like cherry blossoms. And I'm just marveling because I remember when that tree got first planted, when they re-landscaped that island. And you know, I probably shouldn't tell on her, but this is really the truth. The only time I can think of where my mom, I thought, was asking me to not be truthful, besides the sort of don't tell your daddy, you know, when that tree was first getting planted, she ran over it. She wasn't the best driver in the world. That's why we always made sure she had a big car. She backed over the thing, and when they were coming back to do the landscaping, she gave me like a broom or like some kind of pole or something to give the guy so he could help like prop it up. But I wasn't supposed to like divulge the fact that I knew why it was down. And I couldn't understand why I just couldn't put that extra fact in there, but but no matter what it is that happens, there's always some growth, there's always some recycling, there's always some renewing. So you're doing your vision board or whatever, and you're planting these seeds, and then you're getting all anxious about, well, when can I eat the fruit from this vision board? I don't know. I don't know. But there's a beautiful letter in the Sacred Yes, the spiritual downloads, that talks about birthing versus building. And it says that when you are birthing something, you're not trying to figure out when is it going to take care of you. Not like when you're building. When you're birthing, you are amazed at even being in the process. And the process itself is amazing. And you know that you are creating something that's going to have a life of its own that you can't control. As opposed to when you're building something and you want to master over it. It says, in your life, do more birthing and less building. Do more birthing and less building. I don't know when you're going to eat that fruit. but you're not going to starve, because you're going to eat fruit from other seeds that you had planted. You're going to eat fruit from seeds other people had planted. It's these cycles of renewal. We're here. Isn't that wonderful? We're here because there is some cycle of life that keeps happening. That no matter how many wars we have, no matter what it is that we do, the babies keep getting born. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that wonderful? When we had our concert, I had a conversation with Lena Means. Lena used to be in our choir, several generations of her family who had been with us. And her daughter was in our practitioner class. And the first week of the practitioner class, the daughter's son passed away. He was like 24 years old. And we walked through that journey. And we did the memorial here. And there was this sweet moment. She remembers it. I told her I would never forget it. It was in the parking lot out there, where Lena and her husband, Patrick, were meeting for the first time one of their great-grandchildren, about 6 weeks old, that they had never seen before. So in the event of the memorial of a grandson, they're meeting a new great-grandchild. Can you feel that? It's like it's all at the same time. Now, I'm not saying that she shouldn't have been sad or in mourning. But if all that she was sad and in mourning at what felt like her loss, she would have missed the new birth. That was happening at the exact same time. At every moment of every day, I don't know how many thousands of people are dying and thousands of people are being born. And such it is in our own life. That at every moment of every day, there's bits and pieces of us that are completing. That's literally happening in your body. This body that you have now is not the body you had the last week you were here. It's a different body. It cycles. There is a renewal that is constantly taking place. You can't go out and get a new body. It's all in this one. Whatever health you are ever going to have is in this body. Think about that. It's just like the tree. Where is the fruit when the tree appears to be bare? Fruit's in the tree. Where is your health when you appear to be in illness? It's in your body. It's in your body. And it's our job not to be fooled by the appearance of the bare tree. It's our job not to declare something to be absent because it's not its blooming season. But to know that it's there, to continue to nurture it, so in its right season, it will blossom again. Can you feel the difference in that? Then this linear, I had it, it's gone. How do I go out there and get it again? To, hey, it's not blossoming now, but it's still in me. And it'll blossom again. And the more we acknowledge it, give thanks for it, celebrate it, acknowledge it, praise it, the faster its season comes back around. And we do it enough, we stop becoming the deciduous tree. And we're like these masterful redwoods that we live in. And we become more evergreen, where there's always stuff that's happening, even as the old is falling away. The rejuvenation is ours if we claim it and know that it's ours. Stand in it and stop with the stories about what we had and what we didn't have. The past over here and some future I'm trying to get to. It's now. And now is the convergence of it all. And this may be a very tacky thing to end on, but I just heard it, and it's just too perfect to pass up. I think it's an AA saying that if you have a foot in the past and a foot in the present, you're pissing on, a foot in the past and a foot in the future, you're pissing on the present. I'm just saying. Stand in the nowness of this moment and be blessed by all of it. Let us pray. So we turn within. We're feeling and we're sensing life. Life teeming in our veins. This precious energy force, everywhere present. It didn't begin with this incarnation. It doesn't end with this incarnation. One life. Same life that's in a redwood is in a weed. Same life. Our life. So in this moment right now, we give thanks for being part of life, not fearing it, not trying to hedge against it. Grateful to be part of its flow, part of its evolution. And in this moment right now, we muster up our trust. Like all rivers flow to the sea of all possibilities. So in this moment, we have the courage to unblock. We're not just worried about the symptoms anymore. We go for the big healing. We give the universe carte blanche. Open up the channels. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. If I don't need it, keep it away. And I give the universe carte blanche every day. Just yank me. Just use the staff, hook me. I don't even have to know why I'm lost. Just bring me back to the fold. We'll figure that out later. Drama's optional. We opt out. And in this present moment, we say thank you to the Pachamama Earth herself, to Mama Gaia. Oh, and we pledge to love you like you love us. For the birth, the renewal, for all of the creatures who were here so long before humanity. We share the earth. I pray the prayer of sufficiency and enoughness. Enough of everything. Enough food, enough sustenance, guidance, direction, compassion, love, support. We call forth the balance, the order, the trust, the courage, the strength, the faith, the peace that passes all human understanding, the joy that the world can't give us and the world can't take it away. We say thank you for the healing of the body temples, for all of the prayer requests, for all the circumstances and the conditions, divine right order, divine right action, manifesting itself in a way that is unique to each and every person. How sweet it is. How good it is. We give thanks for the privilege and the honor to be able to worship on our own terms. We bless all the freedom fighters who've made that possible, past, present, and future. We say thank you, Mother, Father, God, for this beautiful edifice that we have had for so many years. And as we release it into its greater next iteration, to serve so many more people in so many more magnificent ways than even how we've used it. And we say thank you for our new divine right resident at home, that place that is reflective of our consciousness, that has everything that we need. Just as it is provided for individual families, so it is provided for this spiritual family. We know that. And we say thank you. Thank you. Thank you for its perfect revelation. Thank you for its accessibility. Thank you. It is good. It is done. We get out of the way. We allow it to be. And so it is. So it is. So it is. So it is. Amen.